Hi, welcome to Luxury and Moderation, where we appreciate the finer things in life without going overboard. I have been to a lot of outlet malls lately, and I wanted to share some of my observations with you guys, as well as discuss some of the luxury and contemporary brands that I saw. So please feel free to share your thoughts below in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. But before we get started, if you're new here, welcome. My name's Joanne, and every week I upload videos about luxury handbags and other luxury lifestyle products. So if you like this kind of content, please remember to like this video and subscribe below. Let's start out with what outlet malls are and how it all got started. So the first outlet mall was started in 1930 in the US, and it was a shoe retailer who wanted to sell some of the more unpopular items or maybe items which were damaged to get rid of this stock, and most of the purchasers were actually employees. Now, outlet malls have come a long way, but a key factor here is that it originated in the US. Outlet malls are really more of a US culture thing. And I know there are some outlet malls in Europe and maybe the rest of the world, but they're less well known and it's not part of the usual purchasing culture. Whereas in the US, there are big chains of outlet mall brands, and it offers another way for either regular brands to sell things at a discounted price, or now there's even brands dedicated to sell at outlet malls. So thinking about that cultural aspect, I think one of the first observations that I thought of was that there's definitely a lot more American or contemporary brands rather than the luxurious European brands that you can find at most outlet malls. So I know Woodbury, which is about an hour north of New York City, is probably the most high-end outlet mall in the US that sells some of that really high-end European luxury, such as Dior, Gucci, YSL, Bottega Veneta, and the list goes on. Now you'll notice that Chanel is definitely not selling at an outlet, as well as Hermes. So in order to maintain that really high-end luxury, I definitely think that there should not be a presence of those brands at outlet malls. So even I was shocked to see that Dior had an outlet store in Woodbury Commons. They actually have one dedicated for women and one dedicated for men. And there's a lot of stock there of old seasonal bags and clothes that Dior just cannot sell in their normal boutiques now. So while I do think it's a great way for brands to not waste that existing product that they haven't been able to sell at the normal price point, having a presence in the outlet mall, I think does lower the brand equity of a luxury brand such as Dior. But at least that's the only Dior outlet store that I know of. I'm not sure if there's another one in the US, maybe on the West Coast somewhere, and maybe one other one in Europe, but Dior of course does keep their outlet stores to a minimum. Gucci is another brand that really is at that higher luxury tier, but they have more of a presence in the outlet mall. So when I went to the Gucci outlet store in Orlando, I really did not recognize a lot of bags and products that they had there. And I think that's because Gucci is making specific product for the outlet for a lower price point that is not going into their regular stores. Now, they did have a small table display that was specifically and specially marked as, this is full price. And that was the limited edition that Gucci collabed with, I think Disney. I saw the design with the Donald Ducks. So those pieces that were regular Gucci items that were sold in regular Gucci stores were specially marked and was still priced at the original price tag. It was just that the season was over, so they didn't have it in the normal stores anymore, so they were able to bring it into the outlet mall. Another brand I saw at the Orlando outlet mall was Bottega Veneta, and I actually bought my Bottega knot clutch at the Woodbury Commons in store. So I definitely know that Bottega Veneta sells their usual pieces at the outlet stores. It's just that they are many seasons delayed. So Bottega uses their outlet stores to sell their old stock at a discounted price. Now for me, again, I don't believe that a true luxury brand should have an outlet mall presence at all, but I also don't think that these brands should cut or burn their extra stock, right? So what is the solution to this? Well, I think it's just producing less stock. So definitely a lot of brands are moving in this direction, not only to be more exclusive, but also to be more sustainable. So these brands know that they are overproducing, and that's why they have the extra stock at the end of the season. So instead of overproducing and then having to sell at an outlet store, many of these brands are choosing not to produce as many bags. And this also helps them because it does become more exclusive and therefore more aspirational, and people are just going to want to have the brand more because they can't actually obtain the product. For Gucci to actually make products specifically for the outlet store, I think customers should just be aware that that quality of product might not be the same as what is produced for their regular stores. But if there are customers willing to buy at that price point and buy at that quality level, I think that's totally fine. It's just a different segment of customer. And as long as the customer isn't under the impression that they're getting a really good deal on something that was produced for their regular stores, I think that's fine.
Another example of a store that was created specifically for outlet malls is called the Cosmetics Company store. And this is a retailer that you only see at outlet malls, and it's actually owned by the Estee Lauder companies. And they specifically created this retailer to sell damaged product from their regular stores. So for example, you see this Estee Lauder box, and at the counter it sells for about $100, but if the box is damaged, like you can see here, the outside is rubbed off and there's dents and it must have gotten damaged during shipping or whatever happened to it. They weren't able to sell it during their regular distribution, so then they sent it to a warehouse for the cosmetics company store to then sell at around a 30% discount. Now, I got this particular box at 50% off because they just launched a new formulation of this serum and they want to get rid of this old formulation. And I'm sure the formulation really isn't that different. Even if they changed like 1% of water on the ingredients list, they could list the new formulation as a brand new product. And it's still a perfectly fine product as long as it's not opened. Once I open it, then it will have a shelf life of about 24 months.
Moving on to more contemporary brands, I touched a little bit on Coach in my last video where I said that I think Coach is a very good brand and they've definitely been able to move up market in the more recent years with their leather offerings, and it's just a more elevated look. I've been a Coach fan for a very long time. That was one of the first brands that I started buying when it was less luxurious, but at least it was a cute and functional product. But I said one of the downfalls for it being a more luxurious brand is that they have too many outlet locations. So I feel like every outlet mall that I go to, there's a Coach presence, there's a Coach factory, which I believe they specifically make products for the outlet locations, and that brings the brand down in my eyes. So if they really want to move to that next level of luxury, I do feel like they should close down some outlet mall locations and not have it be everywhere. Another brand that I notice a lot at outlet malls is Tory Burch. And when Tory Burch first burst onto the scene in 2004, I thought it was so cool. Everyone was talking about their shoes and it had a very nice looking logo. So I thought that Tory Burch was going to do so well and continue to be this really iconic brand. But I feel like it's definitely lost its way in recent years. And instead of coming up with new cool fashion trend setting items, it's starting to copy and imitate a lot of other designers. So I saw a bag that looked like the Hermes Evelyn. They had a ton of designs that look like the Chanel classic flaps. And it just seems so sad that Tory Burch is now just slapping their logo on another designer's bag, that I haven't been able to shop with them recently. And I don't understand why they're in all these outlet locations. Like, they saw the potential there to get more quick sales with the lower price point, and they took it without thinking of the repercussions that would have on their brand value. So I don't know what's happening there. I hope they turn it around and start coming out with better quality and better designed items. Lastly, let's talk about Kate Spade. So I think that Kate Spade is on the opposite trajectory of Tory Burch. It's actually had a longer history. It was founded in 1993, and it was definitely a sleeper brand then. I don't think that most people knew about it, and it was very centered in New York culture because that's where the original founder came up with a lot of inspiration. But more recently, I think it's on the rise. I've been very impressed with a lot of their designs lately, and I think they're doing a good job in terms of innovation, in terms of making really cute things that are attractive at that middle tiered price point. I still think they could pull back a little bit on their outlet mall presence in order to elevate their brand further, but I don't think they have aspirations to actually be more luxurious at this point. So those are my thoughts on like outlets and contemporary brands. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your time, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. Please remember to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!